Hey kids, it's Lio. Alright, so my first couple videos took some specialized equipment and specific products to really make it work. This one definitely doesn't. You can literally make this work with stuff you have around your house. Well, as long as you have this stuff around your house and some nail polish. This design is relatively simple, so we're going to talk general technique too. So, Nail Polish 101, putting polish on your nails. Let's get to it. My nails are prepped and cleaned as usual, standard base coat on. I should probably do a video about that at some point too, huh? I'm in Valentine's Day mode right now, so I'm going to use this really pretty glittery red polish. When I first started painting my nails, I followed painting technique for like watercolors. You don't push a paintbrush, you drag a paintbrush. I don't know what it is about nail brushes, but it is ridiculously difficult to tell exactly where the lacquer is going to end up if you just put it on your nail and drag forward like you would to paint an actual like Rembrandt style picture. It's also difficult to tell how much is going to end up there. You can flood your cuticle, come up with a weird streaky dry brush, who even knows. So, to start, after you gently agitate your polish without creating too many bubbles, wipe excess off the post of the brush. Then pull your brush out of the polish, pausing to let some of the excess drain for a second, then pull the brush against the neck of the bottle to scrape it off. I dab a little polish from the side. I did not wipe on the bottle on my nail on the lower quarter or so, kind of around the same place as the heart in the design I'm doing today. Then I push it toward my cuticle, then pull it up. Then I swipe another line around each side. Pulling the first stroke up the middle should push enough polish around the brush so you get a nice crisp edge on each side. Don't put your little drop of polish too far up your nail though. You still don't want the brush to spread out all weird when you push it forward, you just want to know where the end of it is. Don't forget to cap the free edge by painting it just a little bit. It looks super professional, but more importantly, it makes your mani last way longer. I like to cap before I paint the nail to smooth out that little bulge of polish that sometimes happens at the end. If you messed up, no big deal, just use some acetone and a small brush to crisp up your line. The sooner the better, preferably before it dries. A cleanup brush needs to be relatively disposable because the acetone will weaken the glue holding the bristles in place over time, even if you rinse it. You could also try using non-acetone remover, but I personally have neither the time nor the patience for that. This is a $3 ELF angle brush I'm not going to feel too bad about tossing in 6 months. Next up, pour a small bit of acetone in a small container. I love baby food jars for this because they have these little lids too, but right now I'm just going to use the lid of the acetone. Dip the brush, do one stroke to touch up, then touch the brush to a paper towel, then back into the acetone for another stroke. Acetone takes the pigment off, but the pigment is still there in the liquid and it needs a place to go. If you make a ton of strokes one after the other, you'll just redeposit it on your skin, which looks even worse than a messy line. This polish isn't totally opaque in one coat, so I apply the next coat the exact same way I did the first. Let it dry, and then we're going to do a top coat before we do nail art. Now, top coat application is a horse of a different color. Maybe literally. The key is to not actually touch the brush to your polish. There should be a small layer of liquid in between the surface of your dry polish and the brush. It sounds weird and it requires a bit of practice to pull off. I find I have the easiest time if I'm watching the brush. If the bristles start to bend, I am probably applying too much pressure. Do as few strokes as possible since the pigment will start smearing when you start messing with it. It's not a huge deal with one flat, glorious, glittery color like this, but practice makes permanent. Now, the nail art. For this, you can either use some dotting tools and a nail art mat, or toothpicks and a flat piece of disposable plastic like a baggie or any number of food containers, hummus lids, yogurt lids, tiny ice creams, nacho cheese, salsa, sour cream. Oh man, nachos sound so good. Whatever, I'm hungry, don't judge me. Just put a couple drops of your color onto the plastic thing, then use your toothpick to make 2 dots. Drag the polish down into a point and boom, cute tiny heart. Dotting tools can make dots in varied sizes and you can reuse them essentially forever, but this thing of toothpicks ran me like 50 cents, so... Before I got dotting tools, I also used bamboo skewers for slightly bigger dots. You do need to do the drop of polish on the matte thing, just because if you try to wipe your toothpick on your brush, your dots will end up all different sizes. A full polka dot heart accent nail would be adorable here, but I'm going to make everything consistent for once in my life. Give this plenty of time to dry because those dots tend to be real thick. Then it's top goat practice time again, and we are done. This is a super versatile technique. Anything from patterns to pointillism to the elusive dotacure is now in your grasp. Get it? Grasp? Because it's your fingernails. I'm really digging this for Valentine's Day in particular, but such a big color contrast is way more distracting than I thought it would. Wait, what? Oh, right, the video. Oh. Well, I'll see you next time.